Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth, where we're learning Gumshoe has always been down on his luck since day one, which I guess isn't that surprising. But I didn't realize that he'd be getting accused of murder. I think Von Karma's right. He is an incredibly foolish detective. Poor Gumshoe. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up, "I spaced out while on duty," or the like. But he's telling the truth, which means someone got in here somehow. Either from the... It seems like they couldn't get in from the outside, so maybe they were already in the room beforehand. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation. Wait, no, I want to interrogate him. I don't trust you people. Detective Bad. Oh. Miles Edgeworth, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa. And that is this, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, ho, ho. I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? Oh, wait, can I look around? To set these two men up and make it look like they killed each other. There's one thing I cannot forgive. It's the desecration of the dead. Ooh, wait, what? Oh, wait, Edgeworth, where are you off to? Aren't you the one who wanted to talk? Oh, yes, sorry about that. Wait, no, I want to get around. Another cheap no, I don't want to look at the sofa. If I should buy one for my office, I'll be sure to select a much more luxurious one. Now I want to look at... Plastic bags looks like they fell here by chance at first glance. But all of them, with the exception of the bloody one, are just camouflage. I suppose you could call this a twist on the old, to hide a tree, hide it in the woods. But it had blood on it. Is there anything else I wanted to look at? It's Mr. Faraday's bag. The evidence for the trial of the embassy staff murder is in here, and if things had gone smoothly, they would now be mine. So someone wanted to stop that, including the two weapons in this double murder, the knife and gun, I suppose. Take a look at this. A pleasant breeze is blowing through the window. If only I could exchange it with the stifling atmosphere of this crime scene. No, I want to look... Can I look out that... No. I'm assuming it's the same, that there's bars on both windows. Alright, what do you have to say? So, what did you want to ask me about? KG8 incident, I guess. The current case of the murdered Kodopian embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Think you can stop making that ultra-serious face in front of me? If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG8 incident she is. I'll present, what do I even have? I just have the this one page of things. I thought it would be like a... Well, I guess it would be the overview, if anything. I thought it was going to be profiles, but I guess we don't have any. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8 incident? Through the victim? Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. Yeah. Like, how did she think we weren't going to figure that out? The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me that with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but we're not related. But just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but... Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. Okay. Why did Mr. Kochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was a defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should say hi, and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop it with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as if she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claimed that he was in his seat the entire time. Of course. That doesn't mean he didn't hire someone. Talk about cruel fate. Oh, can I ask about... As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU, as I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial. Alright, super suspicious by Manny Kochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Kochin's trial was over. Apparently a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. And the evidence had been tampered with? Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Kochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense. On this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Okay. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? It's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We don't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all criminals of this world are found guilty. Aye, no need for laughter. So serious. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. You gotta get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. Oh, okay. I feel like we're getting sidetracked. The KG-8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other, somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. I don't think he's lying, though. There's nowhere really to hide, though, either. Because I was like, someone could have been in the room beforehand, but then they would have had to have gotten out somehow. Unless they hid, like, under the couch. Clearly this case is far from over, but whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. Who wants to tell him? To be continued. Do I get to say? I get to save the game. Is that? Oh, no, we're still here. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Codopian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Huh. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. So that's what people were after. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Codopian Embassy staff member and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus, right, sir? You're not a clown, you're the whole circus. I didn't realize for the longest time that that was not an actual meme from the game, because obviously I hadn't played all of them before. But that's my understanding, that he never actually says that, but it's still perfect. I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case. Okay, so here I was kind of worried a little bit that they were retconning, like, his first case, but he never actually makes it to the stand, it seems, so alright. They worked around that pretty well. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. What? That's horrible. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue the investigation in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Whoa! Papa? What is he hiding? Does he know? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I were competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it that I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I love this! I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Alright. Yes, what is it? Today's trial, tell me. It feels like there's a whole backside to this case we're not seeing. And here we had thought that it was a case where the two men had killed each other. We're lacking information. And as of on Karma, I can hardly call this a perfect investigation. Indeed, it is just as you say. But, can't believe we agree on something. Of all the things for her to get frustrated about. Or flustered. Just what is so revolting about agreeing? Anyway, our first move should be to speak with everyone related to this case. Indeed, even if you had not said it, I was planning to do so anyway. What was that lash for? Do you have any... Hey, Gumshoe. How's life? It wasn't me, I thought you. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I understand. Just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he is this agitated. But he was my star witness. Oh, I can leave. Oh my god. What? Can I? Oh my god. I am the judge now. This must be the judge's desk. You could tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. Makes me think of the second game, where Phoenix has the dream. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. Oh my god, I'm the judge. Is there anything else in here? There's no people. Oh, damn it. It's the viewing gallery. This is where the riffraffs sit when they come to watch. It's situated at the same height as a judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Miles Edgeworth, are you or are you not man enough to stand up to all those eyes? What sort of... Of course I'm man enough. Can I go to my bench? Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time, I should already be standing there. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Francisca, I'll eat my cravat. Oh my god, I love this. This has nothing to do with the game, and I'm sorry, it's probably wasting time, but like, this is awesome. It's a defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. Oh, that's right! Yeah, because he wanted to be a defense attorney originally. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I never. I'll have you know I didn't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. Oh, this is great. Alright. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium, you know. I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these, or you'll be sorry. Keep that in mind. Wait, I wanna sit here. Nope. All right, can't do it. All right, I got nothing out of it, but that was absolutely worth it. I got to stand up and be the judge. Oh, you're here. Miss you. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. Whipper. About to. I guess that means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. Whipper! Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have but a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, your eyebrows scrunched, lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. I would like to. You're Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. I don't trust that. So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was a detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right, he was the one who was supposed to protect my sister Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, is my little sister. Whoops. Whip her anyway. You're making a super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagratsu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. You see, he did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagratsu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagratsu in more detail. Yeah, we'll get to that. Alright. Time of the murder. Tell us that. What do you know? You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? Yes, we do, and that's what I was planning to do, but Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into the lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting, I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody, when is she not laughing? Her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. You see? Mackerel! I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagratsu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagratsu that had made off with the evidence on KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagratsu. He had just made that up. But why? He made it up? Yes, Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there is no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagratsu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. You see, so a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That is why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us Von Karmas. I don't believe it, you're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth, I said no such thing. She wanted to find the real Yatagratsu. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever, so don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Alright, Yatagratsu, tell me what you know. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagratsu. Yatagratsu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend him. Requests from companies? The Yatagratsu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagratsu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Whipper! Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by... Ow!
There. I chose carefully, just like you wanted.
We chose poorly.
That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was.
What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight?
And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too, but either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Oh, alright, I guess we'll talk with Gumshoe in the next episode, assuming that he is up for talking and not yelling incoherently at someone, but... I'm really excited to see how this plays out and what information we get out of this. We also haven't seen much of Kay, so I'm interested to see where she factors into this. But that's going to do it for me. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.